this has been the trip of a lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is one of my best trips.
Aww.
You know.
How many
You know.
foreigners can say that they've had a whole wedding, traditional wedding in Eritrea, in
Yeah.
Asmara?
And we didn't know they was having a wedding.
That part too. This is
Yeah.
partly why we're, happy to vlog our experiences so that you get the benefit of, avoiding some of the mistakes that we made or that we
Yeah.
weren't privy to, information that we weren't privy to, because we're learning as we go along, right?
This is Eritrea. What a day. What a day today was.
Amen.
What a trip. Like, this trip has been an adventure. Like, every day, like literally every day has been a adventure. What I can say about today, as we came to the realization, is we always need a buffer. We always need a cushion, because things can change at any given minute. We've been finding out like things at the last minute the whole trip, which is cool. We've been so flexible, and you can't ask for more than that. So, welcome everybody. Castan Jones here. You know us. We've been doing this for a little bit. So, this is the recap of day 7? 8. I just don't want 7 to end, I guess. I don't know. All right, recap of day 8. Man, today we did what most others, well, a lot of people couldn't do or haven't done, or we haven't seen it. She didn't get much sleep the night before.
Zip zero, stingy, dinero.
Yeah, the fan was a little too loud for her, and I can't sleep without the fan. So I need the fan on. She doesn't like the fan, and she fell right to sleep, but she woke up early, so she was tired this morning. She was like, I'm not gonna be able to vlog today because I didn't get no sleep, and I'm not feeling myself. And I was like, dang, that means I got to do all the vlogging today. I'm not good at vlogging not like she is. So, but then by the time we got to where we was going, she was good. I guess after we ate, or around the time we were eating.
Oh yeah,
So
that helped a lot. By the time we just decided to get on and cracking with our day, I'd say it was almost 8.
Our mission today was to hit up Dahalak. Dahalak. It's gonna stick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you're Habesha now, you're going to be making trips on the regular here.
I am. That is true. I am, honorary Habesha.
That part.
I'm pretty sure we got married when we were dating, and we were
At my mom's house.
at your mom's house, and we did a dance in a circle.
No,
And I'm like,
so cute.
you know what? That probably was a ceremony. I didn't even know. I didn't even know I got married.
That's when we cast the spell. I'm just kidding.
No, but our thing today was to go out to Dahalak and get some breakfast and just tour the grounds. So, first we had to find out where to take the taxi. We had to find out, okay, where's the taxi stands?
Mm-hmm. Turns out it's right outside
Right outside
the condo.
Yeah, so the
Right
first,
outside the building.
yeah, and then there's a bar right next to this building.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go across the street, there's a coffee house and bar restaurant there. People was already up and out.
There's a bank.
Bank.
It's a really great
There's 2 banks,
location.
right across from us. And there's a playground, there's water, there's there's a lot of stuff around here. But the first guy we saw, he was in one of those minivans, the dollar vans looking things. And we asked him how much would it cost to go to the beach. And
To Dahalak, not really the
Dahalak,
beach.
yeah. Well, to the water, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, what did he say?
200 knock.
First he said 2,000. I was like, what? He said, I mean 200. And I was like, nah, it's still wrong, because the taxi driver told me it should be no more between 10 and 20. I'm thinking he might have mixed his English up again. I'm sure he didn't mean 200, but anyway, it was like, nah, never mind. But then he tells us we can go across the street.
Yeah, and just jump on the van.
Yeah, so we went across, waited for a van, and they was getting filled up. So that one left, and then another one came right behind it. That was getting filled up. Talked to the nice young man. He was like, yeah, get in. But yeah, he was just friendly. He was just, he was just making small talk with everybody. And he's like, you don't speak Tigrinya? Like everybody, you don't speak Tigrinya? Like, no, I'm sorry. I'm learning. I'm gonna learn. I promise you. So yeah, we got off to a good start. It was a nice drive.
Short.
Yeah, it was a short drive. Yeah, I was thinking it was gonna be 30 minutes because the taxi driver who dropped us off last night, Benny, he said it might be 20 to 30 minutes. So we was expecting a long drive, but it wasn't far at all. So
I guess that's the drive though between here and the beach, Gurgussem.
yeah.
Maybe he thought that's where we're.
Right. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but from here to Dahalak, it was really like 10 minutes, not more than that.
Yeah, and it was only what 6?
6 nakfa, which means 3 each.
Yeah.
So really accessible.
Yeah. So it was just like taking the blue donkey, where like you get in, they got the guy out getting the money, the driver's driving.
They're telling you to come in.
Yeah. So that was a pretty fun drive. We should have saw the content already. So we finally got to Dahalak, and
Ishé was floored when he walked into the Dahalak Grand Hotel. He was like,
I was like,
it's pretty beautiful.
I feel like I walked into like something BC, or like in the Bible days. I don't know. I just felt like it was something
biblical and
historical.
Yeah.
Just the architecture, the Islamic influence, the arcs.
Yeah. Stone whitewash.
Yeah. Freemasonry.
Shout out to Mags Picture.
Yeah. You see the tile with the black and white checkerboard.
Yeah. 33 for your Freemason.
Your number 7, 11. So yeah, that was cool. And then we went outside to the patio where they were, where you can order food. And we saw a family that was eating. It was like 2 adult men, 1 adult woman, and like 1, 2, 3 kids, 2 little ones, and one tween.
Yeah.
And as soon as we walked through, they was like, "Hey, you want to come eat with us?" They offered us to sit at their table and eat with them. And she told me, Queen told me that that's the Habesha way. Like you always invite somebody to eat with you.
Yeah, you don't let them see your food and not offer it to them as well, because you never know when the last time they've eaten.
Yeah, and I was floored at that too. I was like, man, get my Teseta right now.
He wants his ID card.
I need my ID. I was like, that's so cool. So we was sitting there, and they was friendly, and they spoke English.
Yes.
And so we ordered a nice breakfast. Man, it was nice.
That fish sandwich. We don't eat chicken.
Yeah, we ordered a fish sandwich, and it was grilled to perfection. Like, I was like, this is so good. It reminds me of chicken. Like when I used to eat meat, I was like, this tastes like chicken, but it's fish. Okay, so because we doing a pescatarian while we're on holidays, so and vegetarian. So and she ordered a nice omelet.
Because I'm doing eggs now on holidays.
Only on when we know it's organic and we're on vacation.
Right.
But
normal eggs, not tampered eggs.
Right. And then we did a little vlogging, and then I noticed this gentleman walking near the water, and I was like, hey, that's a Rasta. He had like blonde dreads. and he is a guy who runs the boat from here to the islands. I mean, from the Dahalak to the islands, right?
From Massawa port to the Dahalak Islands. And how dare he try to outshine me with his blonde locks? No, just kidding.
Yeah, it was long. He had, you know,
yeah.
his skin was beaming.
Sun-kissed.
Yeah.
Sun-kissed.
So, but we saw him, and I was like, I seen that guy like on the few videos I seen of people who went to Massawa. He was the boatman. I was like, man, there he is. We got to get on the boat now. We definitely got to get on there. So anyway, while we're vlogging and talking, the family gets ready to leave, and they say, hey, you want to go to the island with us? You want to get on the boat with us? We're going to the islands. Come on. And we was like, oh man, thanks. But we just sat down, we just ordered, and you know, we got some vlogging, and while we were vlogging, he was saying this. And then they came in and spoke to us, and the tween, I think she's like maybe 14, 12. She's between 12 and 15.
You reckon? She's that big? Oh. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe not
Yeah.
15, but
Yeah.
maybe at least 14.
Yeah.
And her mother was like, she knows you guys from YouTube. I was like, oh my
God!
Yeah. She's like, she watches you all the time. Yeah, so, but she was like, nah, I know y'all. I've seen y'all before, you know, on YouTube. So that was pretty good. So we were talking to the family for a minute, and turns out like her family knows her family, and they had the same stomping grounds in Canada and all kinds of stuff. I was like, man, small world, and community is community. That just goes to show, like, no matter where you are, the community sticks together, man. Because even though your father, like the gentleman knew who her father was, and the woman too, right? The wife. Yeah, that was mad. That was mad respect. It was cool.
Yeah, it was great. It was a moment for sure.
And I was wishing my son was here for the pretty young thing. She was a cute. She's gonna be like, when she gets older.
Knockout.
Yeah, I was like, man, my son need to be here, and they need to link up. You know.
Jones is shopping for a wife for his 15-year-old son, by the way, in case you didn't know.
Yeah, you know, just somebody. You know, we doing arranged marriages here. We just cutting to the chase. We gonna arrange this. We just taking it back to the old days.
Amen.
You know,
Amen.
we merging. If we merging families, we gonna make sure the families, you know, are worthy, and our families worthy them, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was cool though, being recognized by somebody. We was recognized by the guy on the street and Addis just from walking around the neighborhood. Yeah. But we was actually recognized from YouTube. From a youngin, you know. Yeah. That was cool.
That was really cool.
What else? Oh, so after we spoke to them, we continued vlogging. Then we was just kicking it, just admiring the water and just having conversations deep. We had some deep conversations as normal. And then by 12:30, I was like, oh, it's 12:30, we need to go.
Yeah.
And so we said, let's go back around the grounds and take some content.
Yeah.
So we took content of the grounds, the hotel. We walked around. We did silly stuff. You know, she encourages my goofiness, my nerdiness. And she's all along with it. So that's cool. That's how you know you make a good match, because you can be silly and not feel any way around your partner and what more, you know. You don't have to act cool. You don't have to like impress. You know, it's just you just being you. So anyway, we decided to walk to the city center, and it is a marvelous, like, it just takes you back, time capsule. It's just like, you know, it's just like kind of preserved, and people are still like, I'm sure these bars and restaurants and stores have been around for hundreds of years, you know. And then we walked past one of Haile Selassie's palaces. That's pretty ran down. We were like, man, they should. We're like, that'd be cool if it was renovated and it was like a museum,
or even a hotel,
or a hotel.
boutique
Yeah,
hotel,
like Taitu and Addis.
Yeah,
that would be cool because it's like it was a bad history, but I think they could profit. It'll be a good attraction. Just to fix it up or keep it where like people can. I mean, nobody forgot, but
right.
it just keeps the memory.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, for sure. Pay a fee or something so you could walk through it and just generate a stream of income from it. Really.
Yeah, because this place would be like, I think if they started doing a real serious push for tourism, that would be a good thing that people would want to see, I believe.
Yeah, because Haile Selassie is definitely one of the most prominent and recognizable names and figures when it comes to Africa and African history.
Yeah.
So he was the first black man to grace the cover of Time magazine, first black man to spend a night at the White House. So there's so much history there that makes him interesting to people that, of course, I think they would be happy to buy a ticket and walk through his former homes. I mean, we did in Addis at the end of the day, right? We walked through his bedroom and his wife's bedroom, and just because he was an interesting, powerful, enigmatic, charismatic figure.
Yeah.
So you can't help but take an interest. And he shaped history.
Yeah, spawned a whole religion.
Yeah, and revolution.
Yeah. This Rastafarianism is around the world.
Yeah.
It's like no place you can go where you don't see a Rasta or when you hear reggae music. Like, but anyway, it's a massive like site. Like, even though it's in ruins right now. It's like, just dilapidated, but you can just imagine like how it looked in its heyday. It's like
opulence.
Yeah, it's just like, it's kind of mind blowing. Like the way like they constructed that, like, and you just wonder like how you can still see the marble steps in the back, and then in the front, that's facing the water, there's a half spiral staircase that leads up to the entrance. It's pretty fascinating. So anyway, we were marveling at the all the old buildings and just walking around, just like just chilling, kicking it, just kick it. It was one of them days, and it was hot. I mean, it had to be like 90 degrees. It was hot.
I don't think it was quite 19. I'm sure
it was. You see my skin? I was light skinned. I was lighter than her. She was almost Caucasian before.
Oh, please. Lies he tells.
No, but I know I got darker since I've been here. Like, this sun hits a lot different, especially in the States when it's summertime. But it feels like summertime in August where I'm from, right? And we're by the water too, and it was still hot. So, but anyway, we bought some water. And then we're like, let's try to take, it's too late to get on the boat. Let's do it tomorrow. So let's go ahead and go to
Gurgussem, which is one of the 2 beach hotels in Massawa. And I thought we could just rent one of the lounge chairs on the beach and take a dip and order some late lunch or early dinner there. So we asked about a taxi, and someone said to us, go over here. Basically, they kind of sent us to like the bus stop. So we figured we would just sit at the bus stop and either take a taxi if one came round or hop on a bus if one came round. And at that point, I had hit a wall yet again, because remember, I had not slept.
Oh, yeah.
So I curled up into a fetal position and took a 20-minute power nap.
And you'll see that right here. Boo!
Which is remarkable because I don't take power naps. In the West, I can't turn off. But in this sleepy town where everyone was on a siesta anyways, it was 2:00 in the afternoon under the high sun. and there was no traffic to be seen, no cars coming or going. And being as fatigued as I was, I just curled up. And it was the best thing I did. It completely recharged my battery, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, she woke up, she was like,
Refreshed.
oh man, you should do this.
Yeah.
You sure you're not, you should lay down right now? I'm like, no, I'm not tired. But you should do it. It feels amazing. I was like, no, I'm fine. I'm not tired. No, you need to do it. I'm like, okay, no, I'm not tired. It's okay. But I feel you.
Yeah, because honestly, if you're a person that naps, napping is so good for you. And if you're not, we should all be napping, truthfully. It's such a good little reset for our batteries, and in the middle of the day. It's just that I struggle turning off because there's always so much going on at home, and devices and emails and text messages and errands to run and yada yada yada. So I struggle with just like coming down, which is why I don't even attempt it. But studies have shown actually that if you're able to nap, you're generally healthier for having taken that 20-minute, and the magic number is around that 20-minute mark. You don't want to go into a deep sleep. That kind of defeats the purpose. It's just meant to juice you up. It's a light little recharge. But the main thing that was really astounding for me was being on that hard concrete, well, let's call it what it was a concrete slab.
Yeah, it was a bench.
That doubled as a bench.
I was like, she's out here looking homeless.
Yeah, I was. But I'll tell you something, my musculoskeletal system was loving that. This is what it's supposed to feel like when you go to bed at night in that fetal position. This is exactly what it's supposed to feel.
Yeah, she was curled up in a fetal position on the
public
bench. Yeah, on the bench where you wait for the bus.
Yeah.
So she woke up around 10 minutes before the bus came. We had met these two gentlemen while we were walking around the hotel.
Dahalak, yeah.
Dahalak, and one guy was from Toronto.
Yeah. Shout out to all the Canadians in Massawa.
Yeah, I'm not sure where the other guy was from.
I think he's a local.
Yeah, he's a local.
Asmara.
Yeah, and he was, so we met them two, and we was just, make small talk. And then all of a sudden they arrived at the bus stop. So when she woke up from her nap, we waited another 10 minutes, and these guys came, and they're like, we just started talking, and they were like, oh, we're going to
Gurgussem.
Yeah, we're all going to the same place. Because she was like, well, which bus comes? And she was like, yeah, the one here,
Mm-hmm.
So we just tagged along with them, basically. Like, if it wasn't for them, I don't know how we'd have got there.
Me too. Because we weren't seeing any taxis either.
Yeah.
We hadn't seen anything coming or going in ages.
To get to Gurgussem, you had to take two taxis.
2 buses,
or 2 buses.
Yeah.
And,
so that first bus that we took, by the way, was the same bus that we took down from our place down to Dahalak.
Yeah, because you saw the same guy.
I guess they had circled back after their siesta or what have you, and ended up bringing us about halfway to Gurgussem. And then the 4 of us got out, us and the 2 gentlemen. We got out, and basically the van guys just said, wait here, someone will be coming around, and you can ask them to take you to Gurgussem. And sure enough, shortly thereafter, someone did come around. It was another van, empty. And we said, are you going to Gurgussem? And he said, no. And he said, but I can take you guys out if you want to hire me privately for 200 nakfa. There were 4 of us.
I like how everybody, you can just make deals like that.
On the spot. And so we're like, okay, 4 of us, that means $50 nakfa per person. We didn't see any other way to get to Gurgussem, so we're like, okay, let's do it. So we did.
I mean, and that's the funny thing, since we're using cash for everything, every transaction, it just seems like it's just going, like, I don't even want to count it no more. Like, how much do we have? I don't know, and I'm not even worried about it. Like, either we have enough. I know we had enough when we got here, and we haven't been like buying stuff. We just been eating. We've just been buying what we need. Nothing extra, and we just been using money. Like, most of our money is just going to transportation. But no, we did have a nice breakfast, so we did pay for that. But it seems like every time we're going somewhere,
it's hundreds and hundreds of nakfa. Every now and again, it's 1,000 nakfa or 2,000 nakfa, and so it goes fairly quickly, guys. So definitely come with a buffer, come with a cushion, as he said at the beginning of this recap. and be flexible, and you know, and if you can, just organize yourself. By the way, what we learned today, side tangent, is that you can actually pre-book your bus tickets to Massawa.
Yeah.
So
we learned that from the two gentlemen.
We learned that from the two gentlemen because if you saw our recap from day 7, we told you guys that we missed the last buses coming from Asmara to Massawa because there was too long of a queue. Turns out that they purchased their ticket a day in advance. So no one told us that. We had been at the bus terminal Friday, and the Thursday on the holiday day, that Tumket day, their baptism day. He didn't tell us that, unfortunately. And even when we went to the Minister of Information, no one said to, and we said that we were planning to take a bus to Massawa. No one said that to us. So neither here nor there.
Yeah.
So FYI, buy your ticket in advance because it seems to be a very popular route. Like, very popular route.
Yeah.
Asmara, Massawa,
That
Massawa,
bus
Asmara.
fills up really quick.
Yeah. It's no joke. So do yourself that solid.
Yeah, and it's also like, you know, we're here, we're giving information to, you know, Eritreans who haven't been here for a while. Like the gentleman we talked to, he had to be like in his early 50s. He says this is the first time he's been back in 27 years.
Yeah, the Torontonian.
Yeah, so I feel like if he didn't have his friend,
the local,
like he probably wouldn't have knew a lot either.
Oh, for sure.
And that guy was funny, man. That guy, he was.
It was entertaining to watch. To say the least.
And he was a nice guy. He was like both of them guys were so cool. So we finally get to the beach, and again I'm like floored. Like I didn't know it was this beautiful.
Yeah. Massawa is pretty special.
Yeah, I had seen it once or twice, I think, on a video. But you know, like I said, there's not too many videos that I've seen, especially vlogs, to where they go to Massawa.
Yeah.
So I think I've seen one or two that I can remember off the top of my head, and I don't think they captured. Like, it's hard to capture it on video. Them seeing it, them being there.
Yeah.
But so the first thing we did when we got through the gate of the Gurgussem was get on the dang camel.
Yeah, that was fun actually, because Coco got to do it in Kenya.
Yeah.
And this time was our turn. We got to do it here, so that was fun.
I was surprised that you wanted to ride. She was like, I want to ride the camel.
Not?
Because the first guy from Toronto, he got on it first.
Yeah.
And she was like, you want to get on it? And I was like, nah. And then she got on it, and she was like, she was on it. We're walking around, filming, taking pictures of her. Then she gets off. But before she got on it, the guy was like, yeah, it's 100. It's 100. And it's like, okay. So I got on, so I'm thinking it's 100 for both of us, for total 2. So I finally got on the camel. My son rode it, she rode it. I was like, okay, now I definitely need to ride the camel. And it was pretty cool. It was pretty nice. So riding camel on the beach. So I did that. We did the tourist thing today.
Yeah.
And then, you know, at the end of that, we just gave him 200. We gave him 100 for each of us. Knowing that we found out later that it was like the other guy from Toronto was only going to give him 50.
Yeah, because he felt a little bit slighted because apparently he was supposed to go to the beach, to the end of the beach and back.
Yeah, because he said, I can take you up and down.
Yeah.
I'm like, he must have been talking about up and down this way, not up and down.
Hydraulics down.
Yeah. Because we didn't go back and forth. We just went like a few feet. In a circle. But you know, if he got extra, then we just helped out some locals. So
yeah, it's cool.
Then he tried to sell us some beads. Like, nah, I'm good.
We're like, no, thank you, sir.
So in essence, we ended up paying for the Toronto guys ride
and
too.
how-
And incidentally, the guy, the camel guy, he was talking to me the whole time,
Yeah.
and I'm like looking at him like, yeah, like,
Yeah.
he's like, you don't speak Tigrinya? And I was like, no, not really, no. And then he's like, looked at me, he said, you speak Arabic? And I said, no, I speak English. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna talk to you in English. So he spoke English too. But yeah, so we in essence paid for his ride because he didn't pay. He was like,
Yeah, he's like, if you got 200 from them, then you're good.
yeah.
That's it. I was
Yeah.
gonna pay you 50, but now that they paid you 200,
Yeah.
it's all good. So it was cool. I mean, they helped us out anyways, and
Yeah.
it was cool, you know.
Yeah, because that's why he asked, are y'all together?
Yeah.
Man, people are smart, man. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't be thinking that
Yeah.
quick in advance. But
No, Eritreans are good about their money. They're
yeah,
not wasteful. They know how to make their money stretch
yeah.
for sure.
So, but the camel ride was a good experience, and then we paid for a hut with
Yeah.
the chairs. So we
Yeah.
paid for the chairs and table with the hut umbrella, and that was 140 not for,
Yeah.
and that was to the beach. So we chilled out there. I got ready. I said, I'm going in the Red Sea. You know, this is the actual Red Sea.
Right.
The Red Sea you read about in the Bible.
Right.
You've seen on the History Channel.
Yeah.
Countless movies about, you know, anything having to do with the Middle East or
Right.
Africa, North Africa. Yeah, I was like, I'm getting in the Red Sea. I can't believe it. Like, I never could have thought that I'd be swimming in the Red Sea. So I went in there. It was warm. Man, the water was so warm. It was a nice day, and like you just get out and you start drying off.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a nice little. It wasn't too crowded. It was you know, but it was enough people there
A
to
nice
make
mix
it.
of families and kids too.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah.
You didn't feel like, oh, this beach is so crowded out. There's
No.
nowhere to go. There's nowhere to sit. There's nowhere
Not
to.
at all.
No, it was enough people in there for you to feel like, you know, still have that exclusivity. You know.
Yeah, we had no one on either side of us immediately.
Yeah.
Oh no, there was the family on the left, but the kids were spending so much time in the water that it felt like we had a good amount of time just on our own. In fact, we even did a whole recap video there of day 7.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the journey to get to Massawa, which was an interesting one. So make sure you watch that video if you've not seen it yet. 'Cause
I'm
we
like, man, how do we?
skipped a bunch of hurdles.
Yeah, we get into like
Yeah.
we've been getting some like just in some cool situations.
Yeah.
Like not
Yeah.
just because it was a surprise.
Surprise wedding.
Yeah.
Make sure you go and look at that too, guys, if you missed it.
Yeah, but
Day 6.
yeah, this is this, you know, Eritrea is one of a kind. It is it's so different than anything. It's just a mix of everything, and sometimes it's like I either don't feel like I'm so far away from home, well, from where where we're currently living, and sometimes I feel like it's a little far, but and sometimes I'm not sure where I'm at. I don't, you know, am I in the Caribbean? Am I in Doha? Am I in, you know, the Middle East? Am I in Italy? Am I in somewhere else in Europe? I don't know. It's just so many mixes of things that make it quite interesting. People, like, man, I can't say enough about the people. Like, it's just everybody is so cool, and you know, just I don't know. We were speaking to a woman on the bus.
Lovely lady.
Yeah, she spoke English, so she was like telling us what things were, what buildings were, and there's a woman that got on with the burqa, and she was like the Shida.
Yeah, something. It's a different tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She told us, oh, they're Shida, because they was full on, you know, Islamic, Muslim. So yeah, the rides to and fro were very interesting. And so after I got in, you was hungry, she was hungry. So she went and got us a menu, and we ordered a great meal. And she was like, "Make it good because this is gonna be the last meal for the night."
Yeah.
And so we had, everybody was raving about the fish in Massawa, and I ordered fried fish, and
Coated in egg.
yeah, they coated it with some egg and some kind of flour. I don't know, some kind of batter, bread. But it was so good, and that was fried and seasoned so good. I was like, "Is this fish?" Kind of tastes like veal or something, but no, it was fish. And it came with. Oh, we ordered a salad, tomato salad. So it was basically coleslaw with a lot of tomato and peppers, right?
Yeah.
And so also mine came with a small side of rice and 2 nice rolls, very warm, and they were chewy.
Were they warm?
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
nice.
soft and chewy on the outside.
Okay.
Yeah. And then she came with the fish injera.
Yeah, I decided to have like asatibs.
They were good.
Yeah, it was good. It was good with a little bit of the salad. We shared the cabbage / coleslaw salad, and we both got a little bit of rice as a side, so we had that too. Because I knew I needed something that was again going to be long-term sustaining. Because I think we ate around 4 or 5. And I know we weren't going to eat again because we typically don't eat late at night. So, sometimes he does actually, but I can't. It gives me indigestion. So, but yeah, and it was a really nice meal. We tried to get some juices with that, but unfortunately they were out. So
yeah, I wanted lemon juice. I assumed it was gonna be lemonade.
Yeah, and I really wanted a mango juice, but actually a mix, papaya, mango, and guava. But I'm sure I'll get it tomorrow morning for brekkie.
Yeah, and I actually did not drink beer today. I was just like, I just want a nice juice.
Yeah.
And then some water, because I know it's gonna be like, I know we had a lot to do tomorrow, so I was like, I don't need any beer. Plus, I didn't know how long it's gonna take us to get back home, and I was like, I don't want to have to, pee on the, on the bus ride back home. So I was like, I don't need anything to drink now.
Yeah. So after we ate our meal, just before our meal, I actually ended up taking a dip myself. After I placed the order, I finally went into the Red Sea, which is my first time in years, and it felt amazing. That sea salt, that salt water rather, it just feels so good. I find it to be so nourishing on the skin. And it's also great for like skin conditions, by the way. So if you have things like eczema or psoriasis, it's really great to take a dip in salt water. Shortly thereafter, it didn't take very long at all. Our food was ready, so then we sat down, and that's when we did our recap of day 7. So it's like a mini mukbang, but not overly, because we weren't really focused on showing you all the food. We were definitely chomping down on that food. It looked like we hadn't eaten for hours, and we hadn't. We hadn't eaten for about 7 hours or so, but it was a recap / mini mukbang. And then we chilled. We chilled for another 2 or 3 hours because the people that we arrived with had kind of an idea of how we were going to get back that we didn't know at the time what that idea was. We thought maybe they were bringing back the guy who ended up being a private car hire that we had found, earlier to bring us to Gurgussem from the last drop-off point. I thought that that's who we were waiting for, but they kept saying, no, just wait, we've got a ride situation sorted out for 8 p.m.
Yeah.
So we just chatted and chilled and got into more deep conversations, but mostly we were also just relaxing and just also sitting in quiet and peace and just enjoying some nice light sounds of Tigrinya music and other sounds that DJ
downloaded
Pretty
this,
Papi.
I downloaded an album in Tigrinya. It's some Tigrinya songs with some reggae beats and some traditional beats in the background. I'm gonna put the picture right here. It's a very good album. So we're sitting there just chilling, The sun is going down and the moon is coming right up behind it, and we just thought, man, this is a situation where like you could just, you know, have all your mates come down with you and just have a little, you know, like a little trip and a party here. Like we got, because I had the tunes, and you know, could have had beers and tea or whatever the ladies drink.
Snacks. And just connect. Because no one can post anything here, and no one can scroll social media feeds. Like those are not even options. So it forces you to be really present. So if you feel like you are not connected to your friend group or to someone in particular, if you've lost that intimacy in your relationship, come to Massawa, because you'll have nothing to do but stare into each other's eyes and converse. 100%. No one is doing this. It's just not. It's not available to you here.
It was just a scene. It was a vibe, you know. And the music was doing that too. And I was like, maybe I should wear a beard. And I was like, nah, we got to get on that bus. So they were closing up a little later. That's how long we stayed. And then we went to the receptionist area, and we were just chilling in there. So we waited there for like an hour. I was like, you know, as long as I get home. And I'm just thinking like, I hope it costs the same, you know, because we're trying to like just keep track of our cash. But like I said, we used to go using the debit card or the credit card. So we're just like, I'm just like, man, I just hope we don't pay more than how we got here. And so they're like, okay, let's go. After hours sitting there watching Eddie TV. It was a children's program on. So we got on this bus, and we're like, I think you said this is an employee bus.
This is the employee bus, because the girls who had us move from the terrace into the reception were closing up shop, and then all the ladies, the cleaners, the attendants, the servers, the bartenders, everyone, all of them females, loaded up on this bus. And somehow the four of us managed to also get on this bus, much to our surprise.
Because our man's
hooked that up.
Homie, knew somebody who knew somebody.
Right. Yeah, I'd hit another wall by then because it was 8 p.m. So remember, I've not slept, so.
She was.
We've actually not had a lot of rest because we had our wedding on Sunday. Monday morning, we both got up at 6 o'clock in the morning to get some more documentation, administrative stuff done. And then Monday night going into Tuesday was our first night here, and there was a lot of adjustments needed to be made for us because the noises were new to us and the climate was new to us, so we didn't really sleep well. So, you know, we're kind of coasting on fumes and just the highs of being in Massawa, but we've not had the adequate rest that we really require in order to be functioning at optimal capacity, if I'm being honest with you all.
Sharpness has not been a thing for me this trip. And plus, I mean, we actually like, today was like a real vacation. Like we was just chilling. We had, you know, we wasn't on a schedule, and we were just relaxing at the beach.
But guess where the bus route ended for the employees, guys? Just take a guess. Universe conspired for us. It literally ended right outside our door. We were not sure where the bus route was going to take us, the employee bus, and whether we were going to end up back in central Massawa and need to maybe fetch a car back or jump on one of those donkey vans again. But no, literally right outside our door. We couldn't believe it. I was like, we're actually home.
I was like, I don't know where we at.
We're home. I recognized it straight away. I'm like, I cannot believe this. We are actually home.
I was like, I hope she's right, because I don't recognize where the hell I am.
Oh yeah, I had taken a photograph of it mentally because we needed to. We don't have any friends here. We don't have anyone here. So it's like, it's up to us to know where we're staying. And thankfully we arrived here, you know, shortly after 8:30. And
it was like people all over the place outside.
yeah, loads of people out.
And we stood there and we said goodbye to the gentleman.
Yeah.
We exchanged numbers, right?
Yes, yeah.
So they helped us out today. Like
A lot.
they saved us.
Yeah,
Man,
a
they
lot.
saved us. So, Takeste and Jones seem to just meet people like that who
Yeah.
either they help us out in some way
Yeah.
that we didn't know we needed.
Yeah.
So
I do think that, people want to be helpful, especially if they see that you're not from the city or the country. I think people generally want to. I think that's human nature for most people. So, and we're grateful for that. All the help that we have found along the way, we're very grateful.
yeah.
So that's it, guys. That brings us to the end of our day 8. And now we're going to go to bed because the early bird gets the worm. And now that we know that you can pre-buy your tickets to Massawa and to Asmara, we have to get up at the crack of dawn in order to secure our seats back to Asmara so we don't have to pay for a private car hire once more.
Yeah, because we're trying to hit up the islands tomorrow and give y'all some content over that, and then make it back so we can already be there, so we can leave the next day to go back to the States.
Yeah, because we've decided, we've learned basically that, as Ishé said at the top of this vlog, a buffer and a cushion is always necessary. So for us now, riding back on Thursday morning, that being the day that we actually fly back to the US, doesn't seem like as sound as an idea as when we initially thought it would be.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get ourselves back to Asmara Wednesday night now.
Yeah, sometimes you have to I'm notorious. I want to be 5 hours early.
Yeah.
I want to be to everything that starts. I want to be there 30 minutes early, 15 minutes early. So I'm like, you sure? But yeah.
He's right. Initially I was like, no, let's go 7 or 8. And he's like, if you really want to buy tickets in advance, we should be there right at the crack of dawn. And
just
he's
in
right.
case they say you can't buy no tickets.
Yeah, or they've already been purchased for the day, right? Which we hope is not the case, because it's really important to us now that we get back Wednesday night.
Yeah.
So, So on that note, we are going to say goodnight so that we can get to bed. And thank you again for tuning in. Don't forget to...
Yeah, thumbs up.
Right?
Please,
doesn't cost you anything.
Yep. Just, don't even cost any effort.
Yeah.
Bam.
We appreciate you all for your time. We hope that you're enjoying this journey and this adventure with us. And if you are, that's our only ask.